reasonable distance. B, what the county government is doing to complete the stored project of reticulation of water from Dada to Natani to water point nearer to the residents. C, whether the county government has considered in this financial year 2024-2025 to initiate any water project within the ward to increase access to water for the resident. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member, for that request of a statement. And this statement is hereby committed to the Chairperson, Water, and report on or before 4th of December 2024. Thank you very much, Honorable Members. Next order.
Order number 8. Motion, approval of report on vetting of nominee for appointment to the position of County Executive Committee Member for Health.
May I invite Honorable Stephen Mwandi, Vice Chairperson, Committee on Appointments, to come forward and move that motion. Honorable Mwandi.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Stephen Mwandi, representing the great people of the Kalakale Katini Ward and Vice Chair to this committee. Madam Speaker, I wish to move the motion that this House adopts the eighth report of the Committee on Appointments on vetting of nominee for appointment to the position of County Executive Committee Member, Department of Health, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th November 2024. And pursuant to the provisions of Section 35 of the County Governments Act 2012, Sections 4 and 6 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and Standing Order 184, this House approves the nomination of Justice Musau Kasivu as County Executive Committee Member for Health. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And now I call upon Honorable Jackson Daka to second the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you, Honorable Ndaka. I now propose the question that this House adopts the eighth report of the Committee on Appointments on vetting of nominee for appointment to the position of County Executive Committee Member, Department of Health, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th November 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, Section 4 and 6 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and Standing Order 184, this House approves the nomination of Justice Musau Kasivu as County Executive Committee Member for Health. Before I invite members to debate on this motion, I request the mover to come forward and take us through the report. Honorable Mwandi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, if allowed, I would wish to read the forward. And then, because the entire report has been shared to members in their gadgets, then I skip and read the marks that was awarded to the nominee, and then read the recommendations, Madam Speaker.
That is in order. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
And I'm sorry to disrupt the DS. Madam Speaker, the DS has said the report has been posted to our gadgets. Unless my gadget is not functioning, I'm not seeing it. I don't know whether the other members are seeing the report.
Clerk, has that been done?
No, we don't have the report actually.
Can it be forwarded?
Yeah.
Again. It is going to be forwarded. I request you proceed as they do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will also, I think even the forward will give a lot of information concerning the nominee, Madam Speaker. Pursuant to Article 179, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution, as read with Section 30, Subsection 2D of the County Governments Act 2012, I, Excellency the Governor of Machakos County, nominated Mr. Justus Musau Kasivo for appointment to the position of County Executive Committee Member for Health. Notification of the nomination was conveyed to the Speaker of the County Assembly through a letter reference GMC/2/OOG/Volume 1, 15, dated 11th November 2024. Pursuant to Standing Order 39, Suborder 2, the Speaker of the County Assembly transmitted the message from Her Excellency the Governor of Machakos County to members of the County Assembly on Monday, 4th November 2024, and further communicated the same to the House on Tuesday, 12th November 2024, when the House resumed its regular sittings. Further, pursuant to Section 7, Subsection 1 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017 and Standing Orders 39, Suborder 3C and 184, Suborder 4, the name of the nominee was committed to the Committee on Appointments for approval, hearings, and reporting to the House within 21 days. Consequently, and in accordance with Article 196, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution, Section 7, Subsection 5 and 10 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017 and Standing Orders 42, Suborder 5 and 6, the Clerk of County Assembly placed an advertisement in the print media on Tuesday, 5th November 2024, inviting the public to attend the approval hearings and all submit any information or comments on suitability or otherwise for appointment of the nominee on Monday, 11th November 2024 at 5 p.m. The submissions were to be by way of sworn affidavits and had delivered to the office of the Clerk of the Assembly or scanned and sent to information at machakoscounty.assembly.go.ke. By close of the submission deadline, the committee had not received any memoranda concerning the suitability or otherwise of the nominee for appointment. In the same advertisement, the Clerk of the County Assembly notified the nominee that the Committee on Appointments would conduct the approval hearing on Wednesday, 13th November 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in the Assembly chambers. The nominee appeared before the committee as scheduled for approval hearing in accordance with the Constitution, County Governments Act, Public Appointments, County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and the County Assembly of Machakos Standing Orders. Pursuant to Section 7, Subsection 8 and 9, and Section 8 of Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, the committee observed that the nominee met the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, demonstrated knowledge on his roles, understood composition and functions of the CECM, and had the requisite qualifications. The nominee, Mr. Justus Musau Kasivo, scored above the pass mark of 60% set by the committee to be approved for appointment as County Executive Committee Member for Health. Having conducted the approval hearing for the nominee pursuant to Article 179, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution as read with Section 30, Subsection 2D of the County Governments Act 2012, Sections 4 and 9 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and Standing Orders 184, Suborder 4, the committee recommends that the House approves the nomination of Justus Musau Kasivo for appointment as County Executive Committee Member for Health by Her Excellency the Governor of Machakos County. The committee is thankful to the offices of the Clerk of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the support accorded to it during the accomplishment of this duty. I wish to express my appreciation to honorable members of the committee for their dedication and participation in this exercise. On behalf of the Committee on Appointments and pursuant to Section 14, Subsection 3B of the County Governments Act, Section 9, Subsection 1 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and Standing Order 179, Suborder 6, it is now my duty and privilege to present to the House the 8th report of the Committee on Appointments on the approval hearing of the nominee to the position of County Executive Committee member for Health by Her Excellency the Governor of Machakos County. Madam Speaker, on page 16, that's how marks were awarded to the nominee. On work experience, he got 23.5, education and training, he scored 22.6, interest in and knowledge relating to specific position, he garnered 14.38. Communication skills got 9.5, that is out of 10. On presentation, promptness and neatness and resume, he got 9.25 out of 10. Decision making or problem solving skills, he got 13.5 out of 15. So he had a total of 92.5%, Madam Speaker. And so the nominee met the set pass mark. Committee recommendations. Having conducted the approval hearings of the nominee pursuant to Article 179, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution as read with Section 35 of the County Governments and Section 9, Subsection 1 of the Public Appointment County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, the committee recommends that the House approves the nomination of Mr. Justus Musau Kasivu for appointment as County Executive Committee member, Health by Her Excellency the Governor, Machakos County. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. At this point, may I invite members to debate this motion? Honorable Wambua.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this wonderful opportunity to contribute to this motion. Madam Speaker, Mr. Kasivu is one tested, tried, and trusted member of the county government of Machakos. Since his employment in 2018, I believe he has gained a lot of experience on how the government works. And going by my experience with him when he was in the roads department, Mr. Kasivu was what I would call Mr. Fix-It. He would not sleep when problems are unsolved. Going by his professional background, he has proven to traverse several corporates, and with that experience, even though he's not a medic, I believe he's best suited to handle the health docket. Madam Speaker, I support, and because Kasivu is a man known to everyone in this house, I would propose that we don't waste a lot of time discussing a man that we know. If that's the feeling of the House, Madam Speaker, and I know my minority leader must say something because he always does, but Kasivu is a man well known to us. Madam Speaker, I support his appointment in totality. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Wambua, allow members to say nice things or whatever they want to say about the nominee. Thank you. I now ask Honorable Ndawa to make his comments. Honorable Katiti, Honorable Monga, member for Honorable Modwani, Honorable Katangi 001, Honorable Lucky, Honorable Ndambuki. How could I forget the majority leader? So in that order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Judas Ndawa, the member representing the great people of Matru. Honorable Speaker, I want to take this opportunity also to congratulate our most honorable chair, together with the committee members, on those who burned midnight oil to ensure that we have this report within the set timelines. Honorable Speaker, once the business is committed to that committee, there are days that we are not supposed to need to go beyond. And the committee was very much concerned to ensure that we beat the deadlines. Honorable Speaker, the nominee, one Justice Musau Kasibu, is one of the nominees that is one of the best out of the nominees that we have ever vetted since I joined the committee on appointment. We have vetted many, but this one, Honorable Speaker, has all what is required to handle that docket. Honorable Speaker, remember, sometimes back, we had a lot of noise in the Department of Health. And since the time he was placed there to act as a chief officer, the noise went down. We cannot say it is completely out, but it went down. He reduced the noise by a very big margin. So, Honorable Speaker, when we were vetting that gentleman, he proved to us that he can be able to handle the document and handle it with a lot of intention to ensure that our health docket is well managed. Honorable Speaker, the gentleman we are talking about, the nominee, joined this county government previously, the previous regime, and he served as a CEO in the Department of Transport. And Honorable Speaker, while he was in that department, he did a lot. He did a lot. In fact, he tried to ensure that the roads are passable. Now, he was brought to the Department of Health. You can see we have already constructed over 20 new dispensaries while he's the chief officer in that docket. So, Honorable Speaker, this officer, I'm very sure, is going to assist the Executive Governor to ensure that all the promises that were made during the campaign are going to be achieved. So, Honorable Speaker, I kindly request my colleagues here to agree with the report that one Justice Musau Kasivu qualifies to sit on that docket. In fact, I'll be requesting the Executive Governor to allow him to act with that docket as a CCM Health, and maybe consider assigning him more duties to rescue the Department of Roads, because there is a serious problem there. The moment he left that department, let's say the truth, things are not going in the right direction. So I'll be making an application. We approve him today to be the Minister for Health and request that he gets additional job to rescue that department. I support.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Katiti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First and foremost, I want to thank the appointing authority that saw there was a need a son from Mwala should be appointed to lead the docket as a CCM of Health. One Justice Kasifu, I've known him not for so many days or many years, but he has proved to me as a competent man who can lead this Department of Health that has been met with so many challenges, because as we talk now, we have so many challenges that are facing our health sector because so many projects like mine in Mudadeni Ward level 3, that project has been stalled, and I think with just as Kasif being the CCM, then that project will be completed. He's a man who has the drive, who has the will, and who has the grit to take that department to a high height. I still second what the minority leader said. If the government feels his fit, then we can still add Mr. Kasif. Kasifu, third docket of as an acting CCM in the Department of Health, because in the Department of Transport and Roads, because the last time my roads were graded, it was the time he was not in that department. So I support Mr. Kasif to be the CCM in that department. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Katiti. Honorable.
Yes, I'm next.
Follow. Okay. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I may sound different, but I want to start by thanking God for giving Her Excellency the Governor the wisdom to appoint one Justice Kasivu as the CEC Health. Sorry? No, I've said Justice. Sorry, it is Justice Kasivu. It's the CEC. It's the CEC.
Will do justice to the department.
Yes, he will. Madam Speaker, it is unlikely that when governments come and go, none of its members, senior members, are retained. But here we have a scenario of one Justice Kasivu, who was retained by a new government. I want to congratulate Her Excellency. And why was he retained? It is because of the services that he offered when he joined the former government. It is true he joined the former government in 2018. That was a year after the voters, the good voters of Masinga Central sent me on leave. But I can attest that the Department of Roads, where he was the CEO, was fine brand by then. I want to say, if these members were to vote on the best CEO when the nominee was CEO Transport, they would say he was the best CEO. Madam Speaker, I want to attest. When he was appointed to act as CEO in the Department of Health, I have called him severally when there was need for patients to be transferred to higher hospitals. That is level 4 or level 5, when they visited my dispensaries in Masinga Central. And I want to say, Kasivu will pick your call, know what you want to say, and he will tell you, wait for about 3 minutes. And surely you will see somebody else, the director, emergency services, calling back. Mheshimiwa, I have been told to call you back by the CEO. Who is that CEO? The acting CEO. I think Madam Governor was well guided by God, not by man. And I want to say, I'm very sure if these members, and I know we are going to approve, not if, because I know these members are going to approve his appointment as the CECM Health, our health is going to change. Our health department is going to change. Members, let's agree, all is not well. But with the appointment of one Justice Kasivu, I know things are going to change. Madam Speaker, I do support this report 100%. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mwanga. Next was Honorable Mudwani.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to thank the honorable members present for their vibrancy and commitment to attend to this very important session. Madam Speaker, Warren Buffett once said, everybody's competence is cyclic. It's like a circle. It doesn't matter how big the circle is, but how you manage to stay within the circle. Madam Speaker, the gentleman ahead of us has an historical background of working relationships and competence with the honorable members present here and even absent in this assembly. Madam Speaker, this gentleman has served two governments, the last government and the current government. His loyalty and unwavering commitment to serve the residents of Machakos has earned him a lot of trust, a lot of friendship by the honorable members present here. I want to echo the sentiments of my previous speakers, and especially my brother Honorable Mwanga, who has said, if a poll study was to be conducted in Machakos County government in terms of competence, working relationships, friendships, I think this gentleman will score more than any other CEO in this county, and my comments are unreservedly irretrievable. But Madam Speaker, this gentleman has served very well in the Department of Roads. He has earned the trust of loyalty by Her Excellency the Governor, which is very rare in past and present governments. Madam Speaker, this gentleman, one very, very important thing that no member, and especially the elected members today who are standing seated here, and even outside of this assembly, can attest. There is no single day you've ever called this gentleman. Either he is busy, he will tell you, I will call you back. And if he's not busy, he will listen to you and address your issues. Whatever he can, he will always tell you, Mheshimiwa, this is possible. And he's very open and frank, and he tells you the truth. Whatever is not possible, he will always tell you, Mheshimiwa, hii haiwezekani kwa sahi, if you allow me, Madam Speaker. He has earned the trust of the elected members. And I want to throw a challenge to other county employees, not even the chief officers, the CECs, any employee of this county. Try to earn the trust of the members of this county assembly, especially the elected members, and even the special elect who also have needs in their respective areas where they come from. They also have needs. They are also perceived as leaders by the people of where they come from. And they have never sought his assistance, and it went unanswered. Every single county government employee of this county, if we could work like one Justice Kasivu, I would imagine where this county would be. But I'm left a little bit perplexed by the committee because of the special ratings that they have given. 23.5, 19.2, 17.1. I wish they would give us, train this house on the parameters on which they gauge the points, the 0 point, so that it can add up to 92 point something percent, about 93%. And Madam Speaker, honestly, if this honorable nominee can score in that department, and I'm sure he is going to score in that department as he scored in the interview, you would imagine where Machakos County Health Services will be. I cannot wish him well. I don't want to repeat the sentiments of my honorable minority leader. It is unfortunate that we are comparing a junior nominee with a senior nominee whom we vetted this house, but members are experiencing serious problems in that department. It is regrettable. And Honorable Speaker, if our dear Excellency, Madam Governor Wavinya, can rescue that department, then it will be for the best interest of this county. Madam Speaker, our roads are in deplorable state. It leaves me, if you allow me, Madam Speaker, with so many unanswered questions as to why we would proceed and hire equipment, yet we have our own that can be serviceable and give us results. I might be out of order, but as I support this nominee for the nomination of the CCM Health, I'm sure his competencies can be able to work both in where he is going to be and where he came from and give us the results. If not possible, he can give advice to that department and borrow from him what he managed to do that others are not doing, so that we can be where we were then, but not now. So, because the members seem to be very happy on this nominee, Madam Speaker, I wouldn't wish to waste a lot of time. But I want to wish the nominee all the best in his present and maybe future careers in this county government. And I'm very sure his star is bright. His future is bright. And he's going to make proud these members. Once he lands on that department, as these members approve, let him not betray the trust of this honorable house. Let him keep that trust high. Let him keep the spirits of these honorable members high. And in fact, Madam Speaker, and Honorable Katiti, who is not present, has said, we have so many stalled health facilities. I wouldn't even wish him to proceed fast and implement to finish those stalled health facilities. The existing health facilities, let him go ahead and address the current problems. And of importance is to have those facilities operate at least as per the rating of his competencies, which were seen by the committee. Enough medicines, good working relationship within the hospital staff and everyone, and then we can proceed to the next level and even seek what this house can do to ensure that it goes to the next level of ensure that the stalled facilities are completed and functionalized. All the best, Honorable Justice Kasivo, and may God bless you. Thank you, Honorable House. I support.
Thank you, Honorable Mudwani. My only request is to allow everybody to say something nice about this nominee. I think everybody is happy about him. Honorable.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Felix Ngoi, the member for the people of Katangi. Madam Speaker, I want to start by applauding the Committee on Appointment for the report they have just tabled in this assembly. Madam Speaker, the nominee that we are discussing today is a well-known person to me. I got to know Mr. Kasivu a long time ago when he was the regional manager working with Airtel Kenya. And Mr. Kasivu has got all the qualities. He has proven to be an intellectual person working with the Machakos county government. Madam Speaker, if you look at the Department of Roads, when we had Kasivu as the chief officer, these members got the best services. Our wards, he worked almost in every ward and he performed well. Madam Speaker, Mr. Kasivu is not an engineer, but he worked properly as the chief officer for roads. Mr. Kasivu might not be a doctor, he might not have any professional background on health, but he has proven to be a good manager. These departments need good managers, and he is one of the best managers. So, Madam Speaker, without saying much, because I know every member would want to say a word, a good thing for Mr. Kasivu, I want to say that I support his nomination to be the CCM for health, and I'm sure he has got the capability of transforming the health sector in Machakos County. I support.
Thank you, Honorable Katangi. Honorable Ndeti, I'll give you an opportunity. There was a queue. Let's follow the queue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable
Lloyd. I will still give you an opportunity. Everybody will say something.
Thank you, Honorable
Wants to
Speaker.
say something.
My name is Honorable Dominic Ndambuki, representing Kathiani Central Ward, and I rise to support this report from the Committee of Appointments in support of the nominee, Justice Kasivu. And as I congratulate him for passing the test that was set by the committee, I wish to encourage him that he's coming in as CCM CCM Health at a time when our doctors are on strike. And our expectations as the Honorable House is that he performs and excels as a CCM Health and sails through that storm. My expectation is that again, he is coming in at the time when we expect that department to operationalize the FIF policy and act so that we can have independence of our hospital facilities and ensure that we have a smooth running of those institutions. And as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, I wish the nominee all the best as he assumes office from the CEO now, transforming himself to the CCM and transitioning to the CCM Health. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Lucky was next.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Raphael Lucky, MCA Matungulu West Ward. And I stand here, Madam Speaker, to support this motion of giving credit where it deserves. Madam Speaker, at first I want to give credit to our governor, who by nominating Justice Kasivu was the best he could have done to our people who we represent in our Machakos County. Madam Speaker, I'll also give credit to the committee that prepared a very beautiful and factual report about Justice Kasivu, and at the same time give credit to our members, Madam Speaker, who are giving facts as they are of Mr. Justice Kasivu. Madam Speaker, this house is in place and looking into leadership to make our lives, the lives of our people, better. Madam Speaker, this is the best thing we can do to our people we represent in Machakos County. By giving Justice Kasivu the job which by merit he very much deserves, to serve as he has served diligently in the other ministries. So, Madam Speaker, I stand to support, and I call my members, the House members, that we make it as fast as possible to make sure Justice Kasivu gets the CCM health docket to continue delivering service to our very needy people of Machakos County. Thank you, Madam Speaker, as I support.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Majority.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Sometimes it's very rare for politicians to agree on some things. But how beautiful it is that we all agree that one Justice Kasivu deserves to be nominated, and we thank the governor for, looking it through and seeing that he's fit. If there's one person who can speak of Justice Kasivu, it is Mheshimiwa Brian Kisila, because at one point, Kasivu, he was Mr. Kasivu's boss, and he has told me so much about it. Not only telling me, I have come to experience, because I have interacted with the nominee. Since at some point I used to work for the executive, and during that period, he was my boss as well. Mr. Kasivu was my boss. And one thing I would want to assure the members of this house is, Mr. Kasivu is a people's person. Or is it a person's people? A people's person. In Kikamba we see Nemondwando. If that is allowed. And that one is needed especially in the health docket. Because in the health docket, it's about people's health. People don't just go to the hospital for the fun. They go to the hospital because there is a need. And if you have a person who is, compassionate, a person who sees that health is a very important thing, that person is Kasivu. I hear members, all of them, and I agree with the report congratulating Kasivu. My message to Kasivu, if this house approves him, and I know and I believe we are going to approve him, is to the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is expected. So, Pastor Ruth Wanjiru, thank you for reminding me. I repeat again, to whom much is given, much is expected, and I wish the nominee well if approved by this house. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader, Honorable Ndeti, Honorable Joanna, Honorable Brian, Honorable Lloyd, and Honorable Ross Molu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to congratulate the Committee on Selection for a wonderful job. I wish to congratulate the Selection Committee together with our excellent, appointment, I'm sorry. Appointment Committee for a wonderful job. I also wish to congratulate our governor for seeing the need and seeing the potential in Mr. Kasivu. I have known Mr. Kasivu since he joined Machakos County in 2018, and I've known him as a very truthful, very transparent, very hard-working person. So I am a witness to most of the good things that every member here who has spoken has said, and I believe that because he's a good manager, he is going to bring a lot of sanity in that docket and the Machakos County at large. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
Madam Speaker, before the next speaker, allow me to inform the Leader of Majority. Another time you would wish to quote the Bible or the Holy Scriptures, you can consult me. So, Majority, you can look at Luke chapter 12, verse 28. Thank you.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
I don't know how to handle this.
Yes, I just want to thank you. Thank Mheshimiwa Mwonga.
Yes.
But
say this Luke, what?
It is Luke.
It is Luke 12:48.
18.
Luke 12:48.
Okay. Pastor Ruth Wanjiru has just walked out, and he's my spiritual mother.
Okay.
So, Mheshimiwa Mwonga, I would wish to confirm with Mheshimiwa Ruth before I trust what you are telling me, because she is my spiritual mother. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Honorable Johanna, you are the next.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Mwonga. I could see he was busy trying to interact with the Ngungu search. Madam Speaker, I wish to appreciate the Committee on Appointment for presenting a very capable nominee. Madam Speaker, I have also worked with Justice Kasivu. Madam Speaker, I also participated in approving him during the last regime, and I don't regret, because I am seeing the fruits of the good work which we did in that last assembly. Madam Speaker, Mr. Kasivu is one very humble person, a very good listener with very nice interpersonal skills, very social. I want to say that I have been on Anson. We have interacted on various forums, and I want to concur with the previous speakers that we are proving a very competent person and who is up to the task. In fact, Madam Speaker, if I was seated in the Committee on Appointment, I would have pleaded with that committee to round off the 92.5% to 93. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Brian.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In fact, today is a very happy day for me because, as I declared in the appointment committee, Justice Kasivu was my staff. He was my manager, my very senior manager. At Airtel, Mheshimiwa Katangi has confirmed. I managed Justice for 8 years as one of my very senior managers. And of course, members, you can see the competencies I have if I've been able to bring up such a good crop of a manager. Members, I can confirm this is one of the most talented man and CCM we're going to have in this county assembly. And I would like to thank Her Excellency the Governor because personally I was very grateful when I saw the name, and also the fact that we are going to have a very competent person managing a very serious docket in the health, which is health. Madam Speaker, I can assure you, yesterday we had a committee on health, and we looked at the work plan which the department has put. If we are going to implement the things which Justice Kasivu and his team have put in place, this county will go places. And already, Madam Speaker, we are seeing a lot of good work being done in the health department, and we pray that Justice, with his competencies, delivers the vision of Our Excellency the Governor. Also, as from people of Mwala, who are represented here, we are also very grateful to Her Excellency for nominating the first CECM from Mwala, which is a very good thing. And I would like as members to thank Her Excellency the Governor for seeing it fit that we have a member from Mwala sub-county leading the health docket. A lot of members have talked about performance of other departments. As much as we are pointing fingers to performance of other departments, I want to caution members that when you point a finger at someone, please know that 4 fingers are pointing at you. Our committee is as strong. Now, a department in the executive is as strong as the committee managing it.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
And maybe I just want to finish.
Point of information.
Point of information granted.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just want to inform the Honorable Member, my good friend Brian Kisila, that this Honorable Member seated here will not be scared of saying the truth. Will not be scared. I was the first person to say I will be pleading with Her Excellency the Governor to consider, once Justice Kasivu is approved as a CCCM, health, to consider if we can give him additional task to rescue that Department of Roads. And I'm repeating, the Department of Road is performing very poorly. Very poorly. And that is why, by the time this nominee was in that docket, things were moving. Things were moving. Since I approved the CCM transport, I've never graded even a single kilometer in my ward. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Madam Speaker, allow me to raise understanding order number 78. Madam Speaker, I'm raising...
So many times.
But the standing order allows. Standing order number 78. Madam Speaker, I've been forced to raise under that standing order by the allegation which the honorable member was raising, that is Honorable Brian Kisila. He cannot say that the CEOs or the departments, I can see you are consulting the standing order. I think I'm an expert in this, Madam Speaker. With the experience I have, I know that the standing order allows me to contribute or debate twice on a matter.
Sorry, it only talks about explanation of a matter that has been misunderstood.
I'm doing exactly that.
And
I'm trying to explain.
Must not introduce a new point.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for rescuing me. The point is, I'm making, and I'm going to repeat it here. The Department of Executive is as strong as its committee. If you are going to sit here as members, let me tell you, and I'm very honest, being very honest. If you have serious allegations against any department and you are a member of a committee, please go and read the powers which committees have. We have never received any report from Transport Committee having serious allegations against the issues which are being raised. So what I'm trying to say, and I want to sit down, please.
Madam Speaker?
I think
Madam Speaker,
I'm raising some errors here. Let us manage our departments because the departments report to us.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Point of information granted.
And I want to be guided. We are discussing the report of appointment for CCM Health. I want to be guided whether it is right to introduce issues of transport and make it look at that is the debate. I just want to be guided, and I agree with Mheshimiwa Brian that not only transport, every other department, if a member has an issue, they should bring it substantively before the House or in their committees. I just want to be guided, Madam Speaker.
This is the ruling that the matter before us is on CCM nominee Justus Musau Kasivu as a nominee for health, and it is not about any other nominee or nominee to come or other departments. So members, my request is that we stick to the subject matter. Honorable O'Brien.
Well guided, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank members of Appointment Committee where I sit for a good job well done. We were very privileged to have a very competent nominee who came to us, and we actually were very happy by him. Madam Speaker, you've made a ruling, but I'm just cautioning that let us stick to our committees and ensure that performance of committees actually match our expectations. Our standing orders are very clear on what you are supposed to do when you see performance is not good to your expectation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Lloyd, then Honorable Ross.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also like to contribute and support the recommendation of the Appointment Committee. I would like to say that I've known Mr. Kasivu since 2018 when they joined the previous government. And as you can see from this report, Mr. Kasivu has been a manager which his boss has confirmed. And from the previous regime, Kasivu worked very well. Majority of us know him, we have interacted with him. Even majority leader when he was in the other regime. Kasivu is a good man. The hospital our hospital needs a proper management, and as an interested party in the member, as a member of finance committee, we would like a proper management in our healthcare because it's generating good income for our county, and we pray that Honorable Justice Kasivu will be able to close all the loopholes where the county is losing the money and manage our hospitals so well that our people will get medicine. Because what we have been having a problem is where the medicine is being stolen by the people in the county, and now our people do not benefit. So I wish to congratulate Mr. Kasivu and say, as is the house approves him, that he may not disappoint him because people are put him on a high regard. We pray that as Majority Leader has given us a verse from Luke 12:48, that Mr. Kasivu will bind with it. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Rose?
Hello. Thank you. Asante, Madam Speaker. Naitwa Rose. Mimi naongea juu ya Kasifu. Mimi sijachaguliwa na wananchi, lakini mimi ni nominated. Siku moja nilikuwa na shida. Jirani wangu aliaga. Barabara ilikuwa mbaya sana. Sasa nikashindwa nitafanya nini. Nilieleza mheshimiwa wangu Gatiti. Hata yeye akaniambia ajui tutafanya nini. Nilipikia Sharon simu. Sharon akaniambia, mheshimiwa, nitakutuma kwa Kasifu. Nilipikia Kasifu simu. Kasifu alichukua simu yangu na akaniambia, mheshimiwa, ngojea kidogo. Majibu akaniambia, trekta iko kwa Kisila, subiri itakuja kwako. Ujue trekta ilikuja kwangu na mimi si elected, na barabara ikatengenezwa kilomita 4. Sasa mtu akiwa kama huyo, abakui hata mtu amepointiwa kama mimi. Mtu si huyo, ni mtu wa maana sana na mtu wa heshima. Wacha niseme heko kwa gavana wa Vinya Ndeti. Mama, jaribu uangalie watu wa maana kama hao. Hao ndio watakusaidia. Na niseme heko kwa hii mbunge. Angalia wambunge vile wako na raha. Wao wambunge wakatai kitu kizuri. Unaona wote hakuna mwenye anakataa Kasifu. Na tukishikana hivi watu wa Machakos County tutaendelea. Eko kwa committee yenye iliona Kasifu anafaa. Kasifu, na wewe ni mtoto wangu wa mwala. Kasifu, ukiwa panye huko usilete aibu. Mimi ni mama yako na nimekuambia fanya kazi ya maana, tusaidie gavana wa Vinya Ndeti. Na tukijitolea wa jamani, si mama atakuja tena. Simbarikiwe.
Thank you so much, Honorable Rose Mulu. That's a great testimony that has been given by that member. Members, that this is the kind of leadership we want in this house. And departure from the norm, Speaker has to say something. The mood of the house is clearly that Justice Kasivu is going to take it. And I want to wish him the very best and tell him to be a role model to the other department. Honorable Mutuku, you want to say something? I'll allow you to do that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for allowing me to join my colleagues in supporting this very important motion to our member nominee, Justice Kasivu, whom we share the name. Madam Speaker, one thing I want to talk about the nominee is that I remember one day in my ward, a lady who went process of CS. The wounded had a problem. And Madam Speaker, around 11, the Mwananchi called me, and then I called Kasivu. We worked tirelessly with CEO Kasivu and made sure that lady got treatment. He made sure that I got an ambulance from Wamondo to Mwala, then from Mwala, Madam Speaker, to level 5, where the lady got proper treatment. And I support the nominee on that line. Madam Speaker, Kasivu is a man who the people of Machakos County are in his heart. They are in his heart. He does not work for money. He is one of the CEOs, Madam Speaker, whom cannot fail to pick a call. And that portrays the best qualities of a leader. Madam Speaker, we feel honored in Mwala, in the Committee of Health, Madam Speaker, where I sit as a member, where Mheshimiwa Brian sits as a member, where Mheshimiwa PK from Biuni sits as a member, and Mheshimiwa Douglas, 4 of us in that committee, Madam Speaker. We feel honored to be given the CCM for health. And therefore, I join also my colleagues for thanking Her Excellency the Governor for seeing one, just like Kasivu, a son of Mwala sub-county, to lead that very important department. Madam Speaker, a health nation needs health people. In fact, in roads, a grader cannot be driven by a man who is sick. So Kasivu has been given the heartbeat of Machakos County. And therefore, Madam Speaker, we strongly know that our people are going to be healthy, they are going to be well cared, and the whole county, Madam Speaker, will be healthy, and we shall work for the betterment of this county under the leadership of one Justice Kasivu. Madam Speaker, I support his appointment. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. At this point, I would like to invite the mover of the motion to respond.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'll start by appreciating honorable members who have contributed here on the issue concerning this nominee. And Madam Speaker, I think almost every member has tried or given his or her testimony on this particular nominee. I would also wish to give my personal testimony with this nominee. Madam Speaker, we also approved this nominee in the year 2018 in this assembly, and then we entered Mandeleo Chap government, and I was elected on a Wiper ticket. So to some extent, there was some serious commotions, and I will testify this because it's now, it's past then. Madam Speaker, in the year 2022, because as Wiper members, we were not treated so well by the then government. That is what I can say. Because I remember once I went to the departments of lands and met some 3 CCMs. Then.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, now allow me to finish my story. It's my story. This is a story I'm giving.
Allow.
Honorable Speaker,
and because
I'm a member of Mandeleo Chap, and I'm a leader of that delegation, members who are elected on Mandeleo Chap. Honorable Speaker, I just want to inform the Honorable.
Madam Speaker, we are having 2 members on their feet.
Yes, I just want to inform my Deputy Speaker that political parties do not give development. Development is given by the government. And loyalty pays. So if you are not treated well, that means you are not loyal to the government of the day. And you should, and every member should understand that he or she has to work with the government of the day. Myself, today we have a government of Wiper Party. I'm not a member of Wiper Party, but I do support the government of the Wiper Party so that the people who elected me can get development. So let us not drink names of political parties in this house. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The point is taken. Honorable Steve Mwandi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Avoid mentioning parties.
Sure, Madam Speaker. I do agree with Honorable Minority Leader that I was not loyal to that government. I was not loyal, so I'm just sharing experience, maybe to the ones who are not loyal now. What I saw then, and some of the experience that we faced. Maybe when we went against, when we were not loyal to that government. Madam Speaker, I once visited a certain office whereby there were 3 CCMs, and because we were perceived somewhat to be working with that government, we were perceived that. What happened to me, the 3 CCMs locked me in that office and started taking photos with them. And those photos were shared in social platforms to be perceived that now I've crossed over to that government. Madam Speaker, and I'm trying to tell members how it was hard for the opposition to be close or to work closely with that other administration. So at some point, Madam Speaker, in the year 2022, I visited to this nominee's office. Then it was the CO Rhodes. Expressed myself, and the nominee managed to give me an excavator to go and maybe go and do some dams at the dams. But he told me he would not want to see that excavator in social platforms, posted anywhere. And that is exactly what I did, Madam Speaker. I'm not sure if I did not get that excavator, whether I could have made it back here in this third assembly. He gave me, I did a wonderful job with that excavator, and to me, I believe that's where and how I managed to be in this third assembly. This tells you that, Madam Speaker, that nominee has history with all of us. Members who have contributed here, most of them are elected members with the wards, and they've all told us their story, positive stories about this nominee. On the issue of Honorable Dominic, because he was worried how we could award the member like 13.2 something marks, this was based on assessors, Madam Speaker. Each and every assessor could award the nominee marks, and when in average, you'll find that there are those decimals. So that's the reason as to why the nominee garnered 92.5 marks. And that's why. And so I appreciate the contribution made by honorable members here in this assembly, and I wish the nominee well. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I now put the question that this House adopts the 8th report of the Committee on Appointments on vetting of nominee for appointment to the position of a County Executive Committee member, Department of Health, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th November 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, Section 4 and 6 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and Standing Order 184. This House approves the nomination of Justice Musau Kasivu as County Executive Committee member for Health. As many are of the opinion say ayes. Ayes. As many are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you, members. The House adjourns to Tuesday, 19th November 2024 at 2:30 p.m. See you then, members.